So I think in my last video I was talking about getting fired, or yeah, getting fired from one of my jobs. And I was talking about how I was just gonna relax, and really don't even remember what I was talking about, but I feel like I was talking about I'm just gonna relax and trust God, and this is a good thing, right? 2 days after I got fired, I went to this job fair, got an offer letter on the spot, was told that training would start May 15th. Today is May 18th, so training was supposed to start Monday, but I got an email saying that training had been pushed back to July. That's 2 whole months or more, because I don't even know when in July that I will be unemployed. So my excitement was here. I was like, oh, good, I can finally rest. I got an offer letter. Training starts May 15th. Let me just wait and da da da. And then it came right back down when I found out, okay, now I have to go 2 months without a job and without income. So then I went again and to another job fair. And I'm like, oh yeah, we can offer you $25 to $30 an hour, $15 an hour at this museum. And I was like, cool, it's walking distance from where I stay. I'm like, yeah, I would love to work there. They've only put me on the schedule 2 Saturdays in a row. And once again, I'm like frustrated. And I was thinking about how I don't want, how work is how we make money, right? How we live, how we survive, how we have a roof over our head, how we eat, how we go on trips. Let me let this cat outside. Okay, so yeah, I don't like how our lives revolve around working. Majority of our lives revolve around working, because you don't work, you don't eat, right? You don't have any of these things that make life life. Like, if you don't work, you're homeless. That's, I mean, that's just what it is, right? And even though I'm not homeless because I live with my father, it's still, I'm a very independent person, and the fact that I was doing the best financially that I've ever done in life right before I moved in has been really frustrating for me, because I had all these plans. I was like, I'm gonna go move over there and I'm gonna pay off my student loans and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And the fact that I haven't been able to do that because I had to resign from one job and then got fired from the other one has been really frustrating. And I hate that everybody's advice, my own included, is okay, well, find a job. Okay, well, such and such hard, such and such hard. And it's like, why is that the first thing that people go to, right? Oh, hurry up and find another job, because that's how we survive, that's how we eat. But it was so beautiful talking to my loctician, because she was like, you don't need no job. What you need a job for? She was like, you got everything you need. You got food, you got shelter, you don't need nothing else. And I felt like that was so beautiful. And at the time, she inspired me. But when I went to these job fairs and I got these positions and they told me a start date and things keep happening, I'm like, okay. God, I gotta stop just saying God is trying to tell me something and actually listen. Because as soon as I get a job offer, okay, like, okay, God, I can trust you now, right? I can read my Bible, I can do this because I got income. I know where my income is coming from. And I feel like God is telling me, no, I'm the source. These jobs are the resources. I know you want a job. I know you want to pay your student loans. I know you want to help your dad. I know you want a car. I know you want this. I know you want to get your hair done. I know you want to travel and see your family. But right now I need you to be quiet, and I need you to seek me, and I need you to be still, and I need you to trust that I have you and that I'm going to look out for you. And I don't. That is very hard, because in theory you say, okay, yeah, like, I can trust you, and I'm gonna put my trust in you, and you applying for jobs, and you, okay, great. Oh, God was looking out, he gave me this job, and they said, oh, wait a few months and then you can start. And it's like, my doubt and my faith fluctuates with the amount of income I have at the time, and I don't like that, and I don't think God likes that either. And I think that's what I'm supposed to be learning at this time, is that, what does your faith really look like? What does your trust really look like? And I was upset at first with this second job giving me only a few hours on the weekend. And then I said, you know what? I can use that time during the week. As long as I can pay my phone, that's really all that matters. And save up to pay for my hair, that's really all that matters. I feel like my dad can hold it down for a few months. He would have been doing that without me anyway. And I have to really not just say that I'm trusting God and believing God and having patience. No, doing it. Because if I'm in my spirit worried and riddled with anxiousness and going back to my vices and smoking all this weed and just drowning myself in TV or social media or men or whatever it is, I'm not trusting. I'm not listening. I'm not in a position to receive and to I'm not in a space of gratefulness, of gratitude. I'm worrying and I want to drown how I feel out with all these different things. And it's time to really get still and listen and do it quickly, because I've been talking about this for years. I lived at this exact same apartment with my parents in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 7 whole years ago, I moved to this apartment in the same predicament I'm in now. I wasn't here a few months ago. Hear me. I was making good money with my 2 jobs. Very comfortable, easy 2 jobs. I was making good money. And now I'm in the place that I was 7 years ago. No income, or barely any income. No car. My car's in the shop, but just a little bit more than I had, right? Car's always in the shop. Now I'm motherless, walking the streets of Dallas. And 7 years ago, I remember 2016, I remember saying, I think God is trying to tell me, chill, get your health in order. I want you to juice. I want you to cook healthy meals. I want you to go for long walks. I want you to trust me. And you know what I did? I rushed and got the first job that hired me on the spot. The job I just got fired from. Oh, this, Lord, everything coming full circle, Lord. The job I just got fired from is a job that I got when I was living here 7 years ago. And at the time I said, this job is not for me. This job don't pay enough. These people up here are ratchet. I'm not judgmental like that, but you call us babies. But you know how it is working at a call center in Dallas with a bunch of black women and a sprinkle of a few black men who are there for one reason, and it's not a paycheck. Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna stay here long enough to get a car, and then I'm gonna look for another job that's further out that I don't have to walk to. Saves for a car, looks for another job. I got hired at this museum, another museum, and I was working and trying to save to move out. All I could focus on was getting a car and moving out. I did those things very quickly. Well, not even very quickly. I struggled to do them, but the whole time I struggled to do it, it took about 10 years. Not 10 years, 2 years. So really from 2016 and 2018, I was struggling and stressed the whole time. I was not trusting God. I was not doing what he said. And I kept saying, I feel like God is telling me. I feel like God is telling me. And I wasn't doing that. I was stressed because all I could focus on was where am I going to work? And I had a few jobs before then, but nothing was full time. Went to Seattle for a little bit. And finally when I came back, I thought it was from God because I got hired on the spot and it was full time. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I rushed into that job, rushed into the part-time job at the museum at the same time, and went to get my apartment. Now the apartment was really a blessing, but my plan was, because I barely made the required income to move in, but the lady was like, I'm gonna tweak it just a little bit, a few dollars, so with your 2 incomes you can move in. Loved my apartment, but I started struggling because I tried to keep them 2 jobs. I held on to that job for 5 years, knowing good and well that job did not deserve me and I needed more in every way from a place of employment. So when I got at this second job, it was everything I could have dreamed of. And I was like, I'm about to let this other job go It's time. But I was still holding on to it because I'm like, that's 2 incomes. If I can BS around on this other one, then I ain't really got no problems. I said I like to say, I'm finding myself, I was gonna say at square one, and it's not even square one. I'm gonna say it's square two. It's square two, because now I have the knowledge and now I know what I really need to do. And it feels counterproductive, it feels counterintuitive, because society tells us, rush, hurry up and get another job. You got fired, you need to be on it, looking for another job. And while I want to prioritize listening to God. I want to get quiet. I want to juice. I want to stay off Instagram and Facebook. I want to take long walks. I want to work out every day. I want to get in a routine of just focusing on myself and God before I let a job take up most of my time. Because as soon as I get a job, I'll be like satisfied. Like, well, I can sit back and relax. Like my routine start going away. I'm not juicing as much. I'm not reading my Bible as much. I'm not praying as much. I'm not sitting in silence because I'm not hungry enough for it, right? I feel like God wants to see a hunger in me that looks different than it's ever looked. Because my hunger used to look like, okay, well, now let me hustle and find something. And I'll settle on the first raggedy job that would happen. Now I need more. And I feel like God is telling me, I need you to trust me in a way that you never have. I gotta do some things differently to even hear his voice, because I haven't been spending a lot of time in silence or spending a lot of time journaling. I've been, like I said, drowning myself in my vices. How you gonna hear God's voice when you've been drowning yourself in your vices? God is not going to, just like Sarah Jake said, God is not going to interrupt your noise. He's not going to have a shouting match with the things that you keep using to numb yourself with. I would hate to keep making videos like this year after year. So what's the difference? I have to move against the logic that tells me, and society that tells me, myself included, I'm included in society because that's why we are the way we are. Go get another job, go get another job. Seems like duh, right? The smart thing to do, the wise thing to do. So when I feel like my spirit has been telling me for 7 years to prioritize my health and my wellness and my mental wellness and really purify myself, take this time in this season to really appreciate not having to work hard for pennies, because that's what happens when you rush into these jobs, right? I've always been a very hard worker, working almost every single day. I've had jobs where I worked all day and then worked all night. So I've always had a job. I'm not lazy at all. But working hard and working multiple jobs at a time is not going to get me where I want to be. I got to start rushing into things that look like opportunities because I'm hungry and I'm desperate for money. I have to put myself in a vibration of abundance and gratefulness and faith. And that is hard when you got things piling up, bills piling up, bills that need to be paid. It's hard to sit back and relax and be like, oh, everything's gonna work out with me. And to apply for jobs that align with you. I want to be off on Sundays because I want to go to church. I want to be off in the evenings because I want to go to Wednesday night Bible class, and I want to go to the young adults meet and greet, or whatever, the zone potluck. I want to be able to have my evenings and my weekends off. That's what I want. And I don't have to settle for nothing less than that. I don't want to drive the buses for the city. Yeah, that's a good job. But what I would have to do, what I would have to give up, it don't equal out for me. life is not just working. And yes, you do have to do something to make money, but it don't have to be a job. And even though I might need a job right now, I need God more. I need my mental health more. And I need to eat healthy. I'm about to go juice this juice. Yeah, what's today? I might do a little juice weekend. Well, I gotta work Saturday, so I might eat something. But anyway, that was my message for today. Just want y'all to come on this journey with me of seeing if I actually listen this time, see if I actually trust this time. I hope I do. I hope I can do it. I hope I can fight against the war in my head that's telling me just go be a waitress real quick, or just go. A job is a distraction for me at the moment. It is, and it sounds crazy to me. That's why I don't even want to share it with people, because it sounds crazy. But that's like I said, I've been feeling that for 7 years, and I didn't listen. The whole time I've been running from God's voice. And it's time out for that.